Hello everyone, welcome to the fall 2020 semester, and on behalf of the faculty of the Mechanical Engineering Department, welcome to the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. This is the introductory video lecture for ME 501. This is Modeling Methods in Mechanical Engineering, and I am recording this introductory session as part of the unusual set of circumstances that surround the semester. This is the fall 2020 semester, and as you know, we're in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, so a lot of the material and resources will be exchanged via Canvas and online. The lecture notes and lecture videos will be posted on YouTube, and the links for those are going to be posted through Canvas. And we'll be able to actually meet live for those of you who are able to meet live on the pre-scheduled set dates for the class to discuss these lecture videos, to solve problems, questions and answers, and so on. So let me go through the administration of the class and the details about how we're going to be running this class. First of all, as I mentioned, everything will be posted here on Canvas. The site for the Canvas section site for the section has already been configured. It hasn't been published yet, as you can see, but I'll do so as soon as this video is posted. So basically, the Canvas site will actually be handled directly to the modules sections here. So you click directly on modules, and you'll find a number of components and a number of modules in this section. First of all, the syllabus and calendar, which we'll go over briefly, containing the syllabus and course description and so on, as well as the administration of the class and the grade scale and distribution. And then the calendar for the semester, including all the preset and pre-scheduled dates for assignments and exams. There's a section here in the modules with handouts and resources that I just posted some handouts there in PDF format that you won't need for now. You will need in a couple months. But for now, that's the place where you will find all the handouts that are necessary for the class. There's three modules, part 1, part 2, and part 3. As I do with every one of my classes, I break up the class into 3 parts. And here's where you'll find all the lectures corresponding to these parts, concluding with an assignment and an exam. So every part of the semester, every one of the 3 parts, ends up with an assignment and an exam. Not only I'll post the links to the lectures are all posted on YouTube, and I'll be posting these links on a weekly basis, but also I'll be posting maybe some codes that we develop in class. There's going to be a lot of development and coding in class, especially using MathCAD, which is a tool of my choice for the implementation of some of the concepts that we'll develop during this class. So lectures, part 1 will contain approximately 8 to 9 lectures. Part 2 will contain about the same, approximately 8 to 9 lectures, and part 3 will contain about the same, approximately 8 to 9 lectures, all, as you can see, concluding with assignments and exams. These assignments and exams are already live. You will not be able to see the file, but you'll be able to see what dates are due. There's the due date on every one of these assignments and exams. By the way, in this class as well as in any of my classes, assignments and exams are all open books, open notes, and we are going to do this semester remotely. So we're going to be submitting these are going to be take-home assignments and take-home exams, and you're going to, in the case of the assignments, you're going to have about a week or so to complete them, or actually more, almost 2 weeks. And in the case of the exams, you're going to have a day to complete them. They're designed to take 2 or 3 hours to complete, but you're going to have an entire day and a half to actually go through and complete the exams. So let me go through the syllabus and calendar. Instead of clicking on this link, which will bring you directly there, I've already opened them. So let's start with the syllabus. And the syllabus has the course description, Modeling Methods in Mechanical Engineering. This is the fall 2020 course outline. This course includes vector field theory, generalized coordinates, partial differential equations, systems of ordinary differential equations, and development of method of weighted residuals, foundations, framework for the formulation of finite differencing, finite volumes, finite elements, boundary elements, and all kinds of different modeling methods and numerical techniques to solve systems of equations or differential equations that govern heat transfer, fluid flow, solid mechanics, and so on. So we're going to actually, every time we develop a concept, either whether it's a mathematical concept or a numerical concept, we'll implement it right away. We'll put it into practice. And you'll see it in the context of perhaps a heat transfer problem or fluid flow problem or solid mechanics problems, which are the problems that are relevant to us mechanical engineers. Okay, so this class is very mathematical in nature. Originally, this class was actually called Math and Modeling Methods. You can find on YouTube, on my old playlist, an older version of this class, which was called Math and Modeling Methods. But now we've eliminated the word math from the title, but not the content. It is, as I said, highly mathematical in content. But more importantly, we'll develop these mathematical concepts in the context of applying them directly to a field problem that's relevant to engineering, and then put them in practice right away. And we'll do so with the aid of computational tools such as MathCAD. MathCAD is a great tool for this kind of purpose, because it's a what you see is what you get kind of mathematical spreadsheet. You don't have to code. So basically, you write functions and write equations and write things. You can actually solve them iteratively directly on the spreadsheet, and you can plot and go over the different elements of these software packages very easily. So I'll go through an introduction of MathCAD, and I'll post it as a separate video. And you'll see that this is a pretty unique tool. This is actually great for visualizing concepts and implementing ideas and algorithms. It's not meant to be a definite solution in terms of actually coming up with a code to deploy for a specific application, but it's a tool that allows you to actually develop the concept, to implement it and test it to see whether you're producing the right solution. So when you're ready to actually write the actual code, then you go to MATLAB or Python or C, C++, Fortran, or whatever you want. Which, by the way, I'm not going to detract you from using. You're free to use whatever language, whatever programming language or high-level language you want to use. So I'll be able to actually decipher it and grade it. So again, my name is Eduardo Divo. You might know me from other classes. I'm the department chair in mechanical engineering, and I've actually developed this class for the Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering program, as well as a follow-up class called Advanced Modeling Methods for the PhD program. This class is probably it's taken by every single Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering program here at Embry-Riddle, but it's also taken by many accelerated students in the bachelor's program who opt and are eligible to take graduate courses. I used to teach a version of this course in at UCF in my prior appointment as a faculty member, and it was also highly mathematical, less applied in terms of less numerical implementation. So I am setting up my office hours to be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:30 to 12, and they're going to be conducted via Zoom. So we'll have 3 hours a week to actually discuss and ask problems and so on, and as a group too. But more importantly, the actual meeting times, which are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3:45 to 5 p.m., those are going to be enhanced office hours, because all the lecture components, all the concepts, all the derivations and algorithms will all be posted through Canvas. I'll post all my video lectures on YouTube. You watch them before coming to the lecture. And when we get to the lectures, we're actually going to be doing problem solving and applications. So clarify things for the homeworks and exams, which makes a much more efficient use of the lecture time. In addition to that, there's more students enrolled in the class on what the actual room holds, what the new capacity of the room. So therefore, we're going to have to actually break the class into two cohorts. And I'll let you know through Canvas how we're going to do this. But more than likely alphabetically, some of you will come on Tuesdays, and then the rest will come on Thursdays. I've listed some references, very good books that I've used over the years on the subjects, on many different ones of these subjects. But I don't list a specific textbook. I don't require a textbook for this class. I give out a lot of material, a lot of resources, so to make the class pretty much self-contained. The topics that we are going to cover are vector field theory, or field theory in general. It doesn't have to be vector, so I'll explain what a field is and where it comes from and what it means and what we use it for. Then we're going to try to see this from a different perspective and curve the coordinate systems and see what happens when you apply this field theory identities and operators and different coordinate systems, whether they are orthogonal ones, spherical or cylindrical, or non-orthogonal ones, just generalized coordinate systems. Then we are going to talk about variable coefficients, ordinary differential equations, some of which you might not have seen when you took differential equations, some kind of advanced equations, not for the purpose of solving equations mathematically, but for the purpose of actually implementing them within the context of an application. So show you what problems in engineering are actually governed by certain very specific equations that have very specific coefficients. Then we'll look at systems of equations, system of ordinary differential equations, and what can they actually be or signify in terms of an application to an engineering problem. We'll look at eigenvalue problems to handle partial differential equations in the context of boundary value problems or initial value problems. And then we'll introduce the finite differencing method. So the finite differencing method is the most basic modeling methods or numerical technique to solve differential equations. But it's the basis of all these other techniques. It's essentially one of the, if you group them within the framework of what are called method of weighted residuals, the first one that arises is the finite differencing method. And from there, you can actually, from the same framework, you can derive the finite element method or the finite volume method or even the boundary element method or even meshless methods. To that effect, to that end. There's a lot more to this that I go over in the follow-up class, ME 601, Advanced Modeling Methods. There's some contribution to meeting the professional component of these classes, highly mathematical and basic science. So there's 2 credits of the class would be considered mathematical, and 1 is engineering topics. Also, the grade distribution in the class, the course grading is going to be done through 3 exams and 3 assignments, and all of these are going to be open books, open notes. I don't have any problems with that, and that's the case for every one of the classes that I teach. So as you can see, the 3 assignments together are worth 25%, while the 3 exams are worth 25% each. So the 3 assignments are worth as much as 1 exam. Then the grade distribution is pretty standard. If you score 90 or more, you get an A, 80 or more, you get a B, and so on and so forth. Hopefully everybody will be within the A and B. People tend to do very well in this class because we find a way of taking complex types of concepts and applying them directly to engineering problems that are relevant and that are visual. So students find a way of actually doing pretty well in this class. I've never had a problem. All exams will be take home, open books and open notes, excusal from course assignments. There's no issues because everything is take home. So, but if you have to run into an issue or you fall ill or you have to travel, then you just let me know and we make arrangements. It is very important, especially during the semester, that we follow these rules and policies of professionalism and ethics and plagiarism, cheating, writing, and communications to make sure that all the work in this class is individual. And I'm putting my trust in you, even though I am not going to be able to see you while you actually solve these problems and submit these assignments and exams. But I don't care. I trust you, and you are. It's just we're bound by this contract that you are abiding by these policies of ethics and plagiarism. So let me go also over the calendar, which is another one of the documents you can find on the Canvas site. The calendar for the 2020 semester. We've already pre-configured everything, including due dates for assignments and exams. As you can see, and as I always do, my classes are broken up into 3 parts. Part 1, we'll go over field theory and then apply these concepts of field theory, operators, and identities to curvilinear coordinates. And then there for part 1 with some ordinary differential equations. In fact, homework number 1 and exam number 1 are basically on the concepts of field theory and coordinate systems, generalized coordinate systems. Then we'll introduce these ordinary differential equations, and for the purpose of showing that there's some equations out there that are very special, that have very special coefficients that might not be tailored to be solved exactly analytically by hand, and therefore we need some numerical techniques to tackle them. And that's when we introduce some numerical solution methods to solve ordinary differential equations. And you'll see how powerful these methods are and how efficient they are at actually getting to your solution. Then we look at systems of ordinary differential equations, and we look at higher order and variable coefficients ODEs, and the solutions of these equations through series solutions and numerical methods. Then we introduce eigenvalue problems for the purpose of solving partial differential equations, and then we look at partial differential equations from the context of boundary value problems and initial value problems. We look at the finite differencing method as a numerical technique to solve partial differential equations, and maybe look into how to do this for curvilinear coordinates as well, partial differential equations. So assignment 1, assignment 2, and assignment 3 have been pre-scheduled at the end of each one of these parts, as well as exam 1, 2, and 3. Notice that exam 3 is actually due on a Tuesday, unlike exam 1 and 2, which are due on a Thursday, because I make it due right before Thanksgiving. So there's nothing else to do in this class after Thanksgiving. You don't have to worry about studying while you're on vacation or actually taking another exam online or anything like that. So I'll release this exam. This exam is actually already pre-configured to be released on Monday, the 23rd of November, and is due on Tuesday, the 24th of November. And then that's the end of the class. Now, because the semester is shortened by a week, this last week is study week, 11:30 to 12:4, there are some holidays and break days that have been eliminated. In particular, we've eliminated Labor Day, and we've also eliminated the week of fall break. So that makes up for that entire week that we cut off at the end. We still have Veterans Day off, but that doesn't affect our class because it's on Wednesday. And we have the week of Thanksgiving, which is from Wednesday to Friday. But that's okay because that's when the semester ends. All right, so this is the syllabus, the calendar. And let me go back to the Canvas site. And as you can see, all of these can be found here. These lectures already posted here on this link. And as I actually produce new lectures, I'm not going to recycle the older lectures. I'm going to produce new lectures. I'm going to be posting the links right here under these modules for you to actually access. So this is it, and thank you for your attention, and I hope you have a great semester. I hope to see you, for those of you who are going to be able to make it to class live, I hope to see you Tuesday during the first week of class, or Thursday, depending on how we break up the class. I'll communicate to you via Canvas to coordinate on how we're going to make that break up. All right, so goodbye.